I'm 75 now, and I can't remember anybody except the Queen being.
At 77, Queen Camilla has surprised everyone with a shocking statement about Princess Diana. Something completely unexpected and the first of its kind in a long time. For decades, despite the numerous rumors, gossip, truths, and accusations surrounding Queen Camilla's involvement in ruining Princess Diana's marriage to King Charles, Queen Camilla remained silent. She never made any remarks about it until now. However, she has finally broken her silence. But what did she have to say about the beloved princess? Stay tuned as we unveil Queen Camilla's revelation about Princess Diana. Queen Camilla opens up about Princess Diana. This year has been predicted to bring positive energy and opportunities for Queen Camilla. Perhaps that's why she has finally chosen to speak about Princess Diana. However, Camilla's choice of words was far from what people expected. While she didn't offer an apology directly, her words hinted at a desire to put old wounds to rest. But why now? Stick around to find out. Decades after the beloved Princess Diana's death, her legacy still lives on in the hearts of millions. Diana remains one of the most famous and cherished royals, far more popular and accepted by the people than Queen Camilla. This is largely due to the events that led to her divorce and ultimately her tragic passing. Through it all, only one person has been blamed more than anyone else for the events that led to Princess Diana's death: Queen Camilla, the woman who was once King Charles's mistress and the one who broke Queen Diana's marriage. Despite the numerous statements and accusations made against Queen Camilla over the years, Camilla rarely responded. Instead, she hid behind closed doors and made no comments. But who could blame her for her silence? Deep down, everyone knew she was guilty of all of these accusations, or so they thought. However, to fully understand Camilla's choice of words regarding Princess Diana, let's take a look at some of the statements Princess Diana made about Queen Camilla. Princess Diana's statements on Queen Camilla. On November 5, 1995, Diana had an explosive interview with Martin Bashir for the BBC Panorama series. This interview became one of the most watched, with millions of viewers watching Princess Diana. During the interview, Princess Diana broke the royal tradition by spilling out the secrets of the royal palace and revealing some shocking truths about life behind palace doors and Camilla Parker Bowles, now Queen Camilla, the woman who stole Princess Diana's husband and caused trouble in her marriage. However, years later, an inquiry was carried out into the interview ethics, and the way the interview was obtained was deceitful. Regardless, Diana's words during the interview were shocking and left a lasting impact. What were these shocking revelations? Keep watching to find out. One of the most memorable moments of the interview was when Princess Diana was asked if she believed Mrs. Parker Bowles, now Queen Camilla, was a factor in the breakdown of her marriage. Princess Diana's response shocked the world, as she said, "Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded."
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
With this statement, Princess Diana confirmed the long-suspected suspicion and rumors. The 3 of us she referred to were herself, King Charles III, and Camilla Bowles. Specifically, Camilla was the 3rd person in her marriage. She was King Charles's mistress, the woman who was taking her husband's attention away from his wife and children, ultimately leading to the marriage's downfall. Although this wasn't the first time rumors had been circulating that Prince Charles was having a relationship with Mrs. Parker Bowles, neither Diana nor the royal family ever addressed them publicly, as the secrets of the palace stayed within the palace. However, Princess Diana reached her breaking point. She was tired of the neglect and isolation she was feeling in the palace, so she decided to speak up about the pain she felt, exposing the truth behind her fairy tale royal marriage. A marriage that seemed perfect to the public, but was falling apart behind closed doors. But Diana didn't stop there, as she also admitted that she had been long aware that her husband was seeing Camilla Parker Bowles. In 1994, journalist Jonathan Dimbleby wrote a biography about Prince Charles. He wrote that Prince Charles had renewed his vows with his longtime lover Camilla Parker Bowles. Despite the bombshell revelation made in the book, the royal family remained silent, and Princess Diana and King Charles continued with their royal duties, ignoring the book's contents. But deep inside, Princess Diana was yearning to speak out as she was hurting. Although Diana was aware of her husband's relationship with Camilla, she admitted being powerless to do anything. Plus, she didn't have any evidence. So she suffered in silence and dealt with her fears alone. Princess Diana watched her husband change his behavior towards her and their children. He spent less time at home, as he was always with Camilla. This made Diana feel alone and isolated in her marriage, as she watched her husband openly love Camilla. Yet Diana continued her royal duties as the Princess of Wales, as duty always came first. She smiled at the cameras with her husband by her side, presenting the perfect royal couple to the world. But how long could she continue with this facade? Stay tuned as we unveil more about Princess Diana's revelations. Princess Diana's revelation about the then Mrs. Camilla Parker Bowles sent shockwaves all around the UK and beyond. For the first time, the public got to understand the struggles of Princess Diana in Buckingham Palace, thanks to Camilla's ongoing relationship with Prince Charles. Camilla's continued presence led the princess to develop depression and an eating disorder, bulimia. Notably, Diana blamed herself for having bulimia, as she was dealing with low self-esteem and emotional distress. This made her turn to food as a coping mechanism. She would fill herself up with food only to throw it all up as she was depressed and alone. This, in turn, made the royal family focus on bulimia as the problem, instead of addressing the real cause of her eating disorder, which was due to her husband's relationship with Camilla and the overwhelming pressure of maintaining her duties as Princess of Wales. As Diana's bulimia and depression worsened, the princess was urged by her close friends to see a therapist. Eventually, she agreed and began seeing a therapist. Maurice Lipsage, Princess Diana's therapist, listened to Princess Diana's pain and urged her to face her problems by confronting the cause of the suffering, Camilla Bowles, the woman who refused to leave her husband alone. But was Diana going to face Camilla and demand that she leave her husband? Let's find out. In 1992, Andrew Morton published a groundbreaking book titled Diana, Her True Story. The book faced sign-up backlash from the royal family, as it contained shocking revelations about Diana's struggles and the turmoil in her marriage. At that time, Princess Diana was believed to have been a part of the book production, but she denied having any involvement with the book production. However, this wasn't true. It was later revealed that Diana had secretly collaborated with Andrew to present her side of the breakdown in her marriage to the public, which she didn't feel was being done accurately by the media. To keep her involvement a secret, the princess never met with Morton directly. Instead, she recorded interviews from her apartment at Kensington Palace, London, and sent them to Morton through her trusted friend, Dr. James Colthurst. Despite Diana's denial, she and Charles separated in 1992 following the book's publication. Diana moved out of their shared residence, and the royal family released a statement saying the couple wouldn't divorce, but remain separated for some time. However, little did the palace know that Diana had not worked with Morton to publish a book, but had also recorded several tapes, confessing her sufferings in the royal household and revealing Camilla. Parker Bowles' involvement with her husband. One of the most infamous moments captured in Diana's secret recording was her confrontation with Camilla over the affair with Charles. This confrontation took place at Camilla's sister's 40th birthday party in 1989. Diana later described this event as the bravest moment in her marriage. Charles had casually asked Diana if she would attend Lady Annabel's birthday with him, but this was just a formality as he hadn't expected her to accept, knowing the relationship that existed between him and Camilla. But to Charles's dismay, Diana agreed to accompany him. When Diana arrived at the event, she maintained a composed demeanor with Camilla. Unlike in the past when she would greet her with a friendly kiss, this time Diana simply held out her hand. Proud of herself, Diana went on to enjoy the party. She chatted freely with the guests and was soon so carried away that she suddenly realized she hadn't seen Charles or Camilla for a while. Curious about their whereabouts, Diana searched around for them, and she eventually found them downstairs. But Charles and Camilla weren't alone. Another man was also with them, chatting. Diana joined them, and for a while, they all chatted together. However, just as they were about to return to the main party, Diana did something unexpected. She asked Camilla for a private word while the men headed back upstairs. Nervous but determined, Diana confronted Camilla for the first time in her life. She made Camilla realize that she knew about the affair. But Camilla, being a loyal and discreet person, as Diana had once described her, denied knowing what Diana was talking about. But Diana wasn't going to take back her statement. She said it again to Camilla's face that she was aware of their relationship. Realizing Diana wouldn't let it go, Camilla asked Diana, "What more could you want? You've got all the men in the world falling in love with you, and you've got 2 beautiful children. What more could you want?" Although Diana had all the men falling in love with her, there was only one man she wanted to love, and that was her husband, Prince Charles. When Diana told Camilla she wanted her husband, the room became tense and someone from the party stepped in to break the confrontation. However, Diana wasn't done. Diana apologized to Camilla for being in the way of her and Charles's relationship and asked Camilla not to treat her like a fool who wasn't aware of their relationship. After this brave confrontation, Diana returned to the party to enjoy herself. However, this confrontation wasn't without consequences as Charles lashed out at Diana on their ride back home, accusing her of causing unnecessary drama at the party. Years later, this confrontation was revealed in Diana's secret tapes, which were released in 2004 in an NBC documentary titled Princess Diana: The Secret Tapes. The tapes contained Diana's account of her life before becoming a princess, her struggles with bulimia and depression, her suicide attempts, and most shocking, her first-hand account of Prince Charles' affair with Camilla Parker Bowles. Diana's bombshell revelations painted Camilla as the villain in Diana's marriage, making Camilla one of the most hated figures in history, an enemy to the beloved people's princess. Camilla was widely disliked, facing relentless media scrutiny and continuous criticism, and it continued to worsen after Diana's tragic death in 1997 in a car crash in Paris. Many blamed King Charles and Queen Camilla for Diana's tragic death. Ironically, this tragic event marked a turning point for Camilla's and Charles's relationship. Despite the public outrage, Camilla remained by Charles's side as his lover, slowly working her way towards acceptance by the royal family and the British public. In 2005, nearly 8 years after Diana's death, Charles finally married Camilla. However, winning the hearts of the public wasn't an easy task for Camilla as her past lingered over her, and many remembered her as the woman who broke up Charles and Diana's marriage. But Camilla was determined to rebuild her image and gain the love of the people. Was she able to do it? Stay tuned as we unveil Camilla's journey from being Charles's mistress to becoming Queen Camilla. Camilla's royal journey, from scrutiny to queen. In 2022, during Camilla's 75th birthday, Camilla admitted in an interview that the media scrutiny and general antipathy towards her during the 1990s was not easy to deal with. But she added that you've got to get on with life. And that's exactly what Camilla did. But how did Camilla go from being one of the most criticized women in Britain to becoming queen? Let's find out. King Charles III and Queen Camilla's love story started in the 1970s when they met at a polo match at Windsor Great Park. Camilla was 25 and Charles was 24. Their connection was instant, but their relationship cooled down as Charles joined the Royal Navy in 1971 and failed to propose to Camilla before leaving for duty. Shortly after Charles left, Camilla rekindled her romance with Andrew Parker Bowles, her former lover, whom she had met in 1965. With Charles at sea, Camilla and Andrew's love deepened, and on July 4, 1973, they got married. However, this didn't ruin Charles and Camilla's friendship. They both remained close friends, and Charles even became the godfather of her son, Tom Parker Bowles. One might have expected that their relationship would fade away, but that never happened. With Camilla married, Charles met Lady Diana Spencer in 1977 at a plowed field while visiting her sister, Lady Sarah. Their first meeting was, however, casual with no feelings attached. Afterward, they met again in 1978 during Charles's 30th birthday party, but remained distant. It wasn't until 1980 that they became close after Charles had lost his great-uncle, Lord Mountbatten. Diana offered Charles comforting words and they began to form a close bond. Despite this, Camilla was always in the background. With Diana and Charles growing close to each other, Charles's father, Prince Philip, urged his son to propose to Diana, and he obeyed. Charles popped the big question and asked Diana Spencer to marry him. Diana was so excited and happy to get married to Charles that she accepted his proposal immediately. Little did she know what lay ahead. According to Diana, shortly after their engagement, she was introduced to the circle of Charles's friends where she quickly realized she was seen as a threat to Camilla. Despite being a young girl of 19 years, Diana felt unwelcome. Camilla, who was 33 at the time and still married to Andrew Parker Bowles, saw Diana as a threat. Diana recalled a lunch meeting with Camilla after her engagement to Prince Charles. Camilla casually asked Diana if she planned to go hunting with her new fiancé after they married and moved to Highgrove. Diana had told her no. Camilla smiled and said she just wanted to know. Little did Diana know that this question meant something deeper. But Diana was still too young and inexperienced to understand the deeper message. Later, Diana realized that Camilla and Charles enjoyed hunting together. Camilla's question had been her way of making sure she wouldn't be replaced in that part of the prince's life. But it wasn't just about hunting. Camilla wanted to remain the love of Charles's life, despite them being married to different partners. A few days before Diana's wedding, Diana made a heartbreaking discovery. She heard that Charles had made a special bracelet for Camilla. Curious and hurt, Diana walked into Charles's office and saw the parcels on the tables. But Charles's assistant didn't want her to open the parcel. But Diana persisted and opened the parcel. She found a gold bracelet from Asprey's, adorned with a lapis pendant engraved with the letters F and G, which were said to stand for Fred and Gladys, Charles and Camilla's pet names for each other. Diana felt devastated. She knew Charles was going to give the bracelet to Camilla that night, but there was nothing she could do about it. To further worsen Diana's devastation, Charles decided to personally give the bracelet to Camilla just 2 days before their wedding, and on Wednesday they were married. But the affair didn't end there. Charles continued to use the bracelet that symbolized his connection with Camilla, hiding their affair in plain sight. But it wasn't only the bracelet he used, he also wore the cufflinks engraved with 2 interlocking C's, which Camilla had given him as a gift. He even wore them on his honeymoon with Diana. However, things seemed to cool down between Charles and Camilla, and he focused on Diana. They went on to have 2 children, Prince William in 1982 and Prince Harry in 1984. But after Prince Harry's birth, tension began to fuel their marriage, and Camilla returned to Charles's life again. Not as a friend, but as a mistress. By 1986, reports surfaced that Charles had rekindled his affair with Camilla. Diana heard about it as well from her friends, but she didn't have any proof against him. Not until she overheard Charles on his phone call to Camilla in the bathtub. He told Camilla that he was at his wit's end with Diana's postnatal depression following William's birth. The two laughed and talked before Charles ended the call with, "I will always love you." That moment shattered Diana and marked a turning point for her as she realized that her husband was having an affair with Camilla. But Diana didn't know what to do, as she was scared of what would happen if she sought a divorce. On the other hand, Charles didn't care about Diana's suspicion of his affair with Camilla, and in 1991 he made a bold statement, naming Camilla as his prince consort. Soon after, Charles and Camilla traveled to Italy for a vacation. They openly displayed their love for each other, away from the peering eyes of London's media. But Camilla didn't stop there. After the trip, she wrote a series of love letters to Charles while he was in Balmoral with Diana. Diana discovered the letters hidden in one of Charles's briefcases. In one of the letters, Camilla told Charles not to feel guilty about their affair, as she pledged to be his forever. She went on to tell him how her heart and body ached for him, and she listed times and places they could meet without being caught. Furthermore, she used phrases like, "I yearn to be with you day and night, to hug, comfort, and love you," and called him my most precious darling. With Charles's continuous absence at home, Diana reached out to Andrew Morton, who published the book Diana, Her True Story. The revelations of the book shook the monarchy and eventually led to Charles and Diana's separation. A year later, an intimate phone conversation between Camilla and Charles was leaked, confirming the couple's illicit relationship. The release of the tapes, recorded in 1989, caused a huge scandal for the royal family, further confirming that Charles had cheated on Diana with Camilla. Diana gained public sympathy while Charles and Camilla faced intense backlash, but this didn't stop Camilla and Charles from continuing their relationship. In a 1994 interview, Prince Charles admitted that he had cheated on Diana. He claimed that he had remained faithful until the relationship with Diana became irretrievably broken down, us both having tried. Following Charles's interview, Diana responded to Charles in her infamous interview with Martin Bashir, where she spoke explicitly on what led to her marital problems. This bombshell interview further damaged Charles and Camilla's reputation and led to Diana's official divorce from Prince Charles. The finalization of Diana's divorce gave Camilla the freedom to be with Charles, as they were both now divorced. Queen Elizabeth disapproved of Camilla and Charles's relationship, but they continued to see each other more openly. In 1997, after Princess Diana's death, their relationship continued to flourish. Although many blamed them for Diana's tragic death, they stayed together through it all. In 1999, Queen Elizabeth changed her mind and finally agreed to meet with Camilla, signaling her acceptance of their relationship. However, Charles and Camilla didn't get married until 2005. Their wedding was a civil ceremony at Windsor Guildhall, followed by an official blessing from the Archbishop of Canterbury at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. But not everyone was pleased with the union. Over time, the public perception of Camilla changed, as she has been one of the most responsible and dutiful members of the royal family. But that's not all. In 2022, before Queen Elizabeth's death, she made a surprising announcement. She wished for Camilla to be known as Queen Consort when Charles ascended the throne. This went against a previous statement that Camilla would only be known as Princess Consort when Charles became king. Today, Camilla is known as Queen Camilla, as King Charles decided to drop the consort from her title, Interestingly, despite their rocky past, Charles and Camilla are now accepted by the royal family, and they recently celebrated their 19th wedding anniversary with family and friends. What do you think Queen Camilla would say if she ever spoke openly about Princess Diana? Would she apologize for the pain she caused her, or would she insist that she and Charles were always meant for each other? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.